Hey ladies, it's Mocha Mommy here, bringing you another video. I was gonna actually just make like an edited video and do like another water cooler sports talk, just kind of giving you ladies little icebreakers and conversation starters about this weekend in sports. But instead, I just decided to go live, just kind of talk about some of the stuff that I have been watching on TV. Excuse me, I have a cough drop in my mouth, but and just kind of telling you guys some stories, giving you a little bit of updates about what I've been watching on TV, what I've been watching on YouTube, and just kind of like a little bit of a life update. So, with that being said, hello, ladies, how are you? Um, with that being said, who caught this weekend's Saturday Night Live? You know, I knew my husband's going to watch it because Ego Wodum, who's on the stage, my husband loves her. He has like the biggest crush on her. He loves this girl, right? But I do have to give it to her like this week because the skit she did about the missing black women, it was a skit and it was a satire, but she hit that nail on the head about the disparity between missing black women and missing non-black women. Y'all check that skit out for real, for real. I mean, because it was funny, but it was like also she hit the nail on the head with that skit. I mean, just shout out to her. Shout out to her. Hi, Angel K. I hope everything's going good at school for you and Conscious Queen. But yeah, ladies, check out that SNL skit, A Black Woman Who's Been Missing for 10 Years. That skit was dope. Like, that was really good. And of course, we've been watching Jeopardy. There's that Jeopardy champion who, like, my husband's obsessed because, you know, that guy, Matt, I forget his name. But anyway, he's won like $1.3 million, like 34 days on Jeopardy, about to set a record. And you know, my husband was like, oh, look at Mayim Bialik. She did something with her hair today. And I'm like, for real? I am too. I was rooting for you guys. I'm too ISX. I'm about to get to baseball in a minute. But yeah, I mean, especially Kyle Seager. Oh, God. I did cry when I saw that. Him and Zimmerman, especially because they were so close. Because like him, Zimmerman, and Molina, right? Those were like the guys who this is their last season, and you really wanted to see them in the playoffs. But yeah, that was especially after that eighth inning comeback on Thursday. Yeah, that I was sad about that too. Phillies. Shout out to Phillies. Bryce Harper did his thing. Like, shout out to Bryce Harper who brought it on in the end of the season. And JT Realmuto, I swear to God, that man's so sexy. I mean, I think he signed that $110 million contract. $100 million because he probably is one of the better catchers in the game. And the other 10 million was just for him being sexy. Like, that's just a sexy man. That's the best thing about the Phillies. Yeah, you know, the Phillies. Yeah, go Dodgers, I guess. I got a story about the Dodgers. I'm going to tell y'all about this later, too, because baseball is coming up later. But I noticed my husband was like, yeah, Mayim Bialik, she looks cute. I'm like, for real? he definitely has a type. Like, he has a type. Like, this girl here, right? Because she just is like a jack of all trades. Smart, funny, pretty. She can sing, she can dance, she can rap. Mayim Bialik, of course, like the smart girl. Like when she was on Big Bang Theory, like Amy Farrah Fowler, he did not say that at all. But now that she's on Jeopardy, like being Mayim Bialik, he's like, oh, she's. I thought that was funny. Hold on, that's not yet. But anyway, like he's been into Jeopardy. So yeah, JT Realmuto is the second sexiest catcher. The first one is James McCann of the New York Mets. Look at James McCann. I don't know what his walk-up song is when he goes to bat, but it should be Body Yaddy Yaddy. Ciao, that man fine. Hold on, my phone ringing. Hold on. Yeah, but I'll get to baseball definitely for sure. But I'm also editing a video because I got some subscriber mail, like a subscriber. Well, I've gotten several pieces of subscriber mail, but there's been some subscribers who's been writing me about a particular issue, and I'm going to probably post that video tonight. So some of the content creators I've been watching, of course, like Universe Trip, she just got to 10,000 subscribers. She's really good, like social commentary, beauty. I really like her content a lot. And it's this other content creator by the name of like Mahogany Pink. But before you watch that, ladies, get your mind right, because this woman's content hits hard and it is awesome. But yeah, get your mind right before you watch her, because she definitely is awesome. An awesome content creator. And I think she's newer to YouTube and she is so good. And it's funny because I brought this picture of Lisa Leslie because we was talking about like women my husband had a crush on, and that was one of the ladies he had a crush on. When he first went to play baseball, his agent was like, "Is there anybody you want me to introduce you to? Any ladies, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Lisa Leslie." And he's like, What? I was like, "So what was it about like Lisa Leslie that like would you might?" He was like, "I like that she's taller than me. And I felt like if we were to have like a son, if Lisa Leslie, your wife, I'd want her to hyphenate her name. And if we were to have a son, that if she drops him off at Little League, he wouldn't be picked last." So he wasn't thinking about a date. He was like, he already had them married and having kids and dropping the kids off at Little League. That's already where his mind was at. With Lisa Leslie. That story made me laugh. But I guess when you're in your early 20s, I guess that's where but it was very funny. But Chrisette Michelle's Instagram, y'all, Chrisette Michelle's Instagram, oh my God. Ladies, you've really got to check that out, because to say that she's been dropping gems is an understatement. It is like good for your spirit and for your soul. Like Chrisette Michelle's Instagram is amazing, especially when she talks about like for people who have been hurt. Oh my gosh. So good. Yeah. Yeah, she's so good. So yeah, check out Michelle's Instagram and Mahogany Pink. Yeah, she's really good. But it was funny because I had asked my husband, like, what was it about like Lisa Leslie? And he was saying like when he came in, everybody was talking about when he first came in, Ken Griffey Jr. was like the thing. Everybody's Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Jr. And everybody asked Ken Griffey, what's the secret? How did you create this amazing baseball player out of Ken Griffey? Right? Hi, everybody coming into the chat. And Ken Griffey said the secret was Valerie. So during that time, like after the baseball strike, Major League Baseball started picking up a lot of guys from like Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic for like pennies on the dollar. Like these guys were signing like 4-year, $250,000 contracts, like pennies on the dollar. And you had like a couple of players who were making good money, like Jose Canseco, like Mark McGuire. A couple of those guys were making good. Ken Griffey Jr. was making good money, but a lot of those guys who were down roster were pretty much getting paid pennies on the dollar, So they knew that they were not going to make the money. They knew that it was going to have to be like that next generation. So while other guys in other sports were chasing like the Corinne Steffen types, these guys were looking for the next Valerie Griffey and trying to build their legacy up through the sport, through their kids. So that's why, like, when you looked at Major League Baseball, the guys who were the hard hitters of the seasons were all juniors. Ronald Clooney Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr., right? Because while other guys were getting like the Corinne Steffen types and child support problems, other guys were like building up their legacy. And also too, like how they stayed on code, because they knew they were at the bottom of the pay ladder. They would pretty much stay on code. So this is kind of before we have social media. So a lot of these guys, what they would do, right, was they would all agree. It did not matter where you were from. You could have been from Puerto Rico. You could have been from California. You could have been from New Jersey. Everybody made like a pact that if there was a Hispanic journalist doing like like diamond side coverage, then nobody would speak English. So this is before like ESPN Deportes and SAP really kicked off. All of those guys like in the 90s all were like, nobody speak English, because they were going to make sure that the Hispanic journalists would get the interview. That's how on code they were. And now when it came to these guys and it came to their contracts, they pretty much all stayed on code. Like Fernando Tatis Jr., I'm serious. He held out for one of the largest contracts in Major League Baseball history, right? He held out. And the reason why he was holding out, and he held out in 2020. This is when there's no fans in the stands, nobody's selling any tickets. You know, you only have in television viewership, and it's a short season. He held out that contract to get $350 million over 14 years because he knew that if he held out, that was going to lead to a better contract for Francisco Lindor. And that was going to lead a better contract to Javier Baez. And that was going to lead to a better contract for like Yadier Molina of the St. Louis Cardinals. He could have been retired. But the reason why he held out for one more year, for that $9 million for 1 year, was because he knew that JT Realmuto was coming behind him. And that typically catchers don't get $100 million contracts. But he knew if he could set a precedent, okay, playoff caliber team, $9 million a year, that when JT Realmuto came through for his contract, he had set the bar, and then JT Realmuto could sign that contract that he got. And then after that, Chincharinos can come sign that contract. So it's like they pretty much will hold the line for each other and like stay on code, right? Like that's how they do it. And if they will, a lot of these guys, they speak English, a lot of them. Like, even I think about the Houston Astros, because my oldest daughter was a big Astros fan, like back in the day. Of course, a lot of them were because they were the champs then. When that cheating scandal came up, you have to remember, like, Jose Altuve made like a whole 5-hour energy commercial. He was like the spokesman for Franklin. But then all of a sudden you ask him about this cheating scandal. Don't nobody on the team speak English. That's code, y'all. They stayed on code. So, yeah, they stayed on code for that. Another content creator that I'm watching too, like, is Baseball Doesn't Exist. Like when I do my historical videos, like that brings like the history into today's content. That's like the content creator who I'm trying to model after. Baseball Doesn't Exist, because he does a really good job of like covering current issues and puts the historical context behind it. So that's one content creator that I'm trying to mimic. Basically, it's Baseball Does Not Exist. So definitely check out his content because he does that. You're a Braves fan. Hi, Chavis. Well, I mean, yeah. Oh, that's my least favorite team because I'm a Mets fan. So my least favorite team is the Braves. Yeah, but that's funny. I agree, Keita. I agree. But at the same time, the Phillies during the Ryan Howard days, y'all were evil too. Y'all were evil up in Shea Stadium too. Y'all were evil in Shea Stadium too. During the Ryan Howard days, y'all were evil to Mets fans. Y'all were evil. But yeah, that's the content creator who I try to like mimic my historic videos after. Baseball Does Not Exist. Giants, honestly, I see them winning. I see them winning the World Series. My husband says that he feels like it's going to be the Yankees. And he has a coworker that went to MIT, and he's having like a watch party tomorrow night. And my husband's going to take my youngest daughter. I don't think I'm going to go, but yeah, like that's okay. My team is sorry, the Atkins Bar. You get made fun of for being a Mets fan. But yeah, I think the Giants, I see them winning the Super Bowl. I'm at the Super Bowl. I see them winning the World Series. And that's the team I didn't pick. I didn't even see them. Like I had a subscriber who said the Giants when I did my baseball video at the beginning of this, before the season started. I was like, your team's not even gonna make 500, and it turns out they're the best team in baseball right now. So yeah, that was funny. I missed that call. And I've been putting that all the calls in my community tab, all the calls that I've been missing. Like my hunt for October, I'm not that yeah. I called a good percentage of it. I called a good percentage of it. So but anyway, that's like my team. Like that's oh man. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people did. Like that David Justice, John Rocker, like Chipper Jones days. I still have nightmares about Chipper Jones. You should, because it's fun. It's fun, Silent Storm. You should. It's fun. But anyway, it was like I just wanted to give you guys an idea about what I'm watching. Um yeah. Yeah, the Cardinals 17 games in a row. And Yadier Molina, my husband played with his brother Benji. When so yeah, we know Yachty. I think he's gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I I do. I'd like to see the Cardinals get it. But Red Sox, I don't know. They play the Yankees tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update about what's going on at work. Also, some stuff I've been noticing on YouTube, y'all, for real. Like shout out to Samantha Cooker because she did a good her latest upload. Y'all check it out. But anyway, it was kind of like low value women, right? Um, hey, soft black woman, ladies, check out her content too. And hi, Uppity, how are you? But yeah, she listen. So I've been watching her last upload, right? And she kind of did this thing like low value women, and it kind of made me start to think like and Universe Trip has said this too, like starting to notice like as we start to look at our analytics and things like that, how many men are creeping in to black women centered spaces, like how many male subscribers we have. So I'm definitely grateful for my male subscribers, like Chavis and Alexander, like you fellas who are in support of black women and their level up, and especially these young black women who are navigating adulthood, like how so many of men who come from Coco's platform, who come from Uppity's platform, who are just in support of young black women and their journey into adulthood and their level up. So I am definitely grateful for that male support. But I also have some male trolls. So if you gonna troll me, I'm gonna need for your spelling and your grammar to be correct. Like I'm gonna need for you to come correct if you're gonna troll my channel. And to the one male who trolls my channel, who's a content creator, who has a much bigger platform than mine. So why you picking on me, bro? But I'm just gonna say this to you, sir. I'm gonna need for you to learn the difference between quantitative and qualitative statistical analysis. That's what I'm gonna need for you. Okay? That's what I'm gonna need for you. I'm gonna need for you to do better, sir. I'm gonna need for you to not be quoting studies from 1994. And I'm gonna need, I don't know what you need to do. I don't know if you need to find the hidden figures. I don't know if you need to call on your ancestors like Benjamin Banneker. I don't need no you need to I don't know. You might need to pray to Jesus or just ask Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know what you need to do, but sir, improve your math. Improve your math, sir. That's what I'm gonna need for you to do. For all that is holy and sacred in 10th grade math, sir, I'm gonna need for you to be better. I'm gonna need for you to be better, sir. Black people, we not bad at math. But then it just seems like the loudest black people are the ones who are bad at math. And I'm just gonna need for you to please, like, find the hidden figures, call up Neil deGrasse Tyson, call on the name of Jesus. I don't know what you need to do, but sir, you can't be coming out here in these streets with your math looking like this. Okay, you can't. You cannot. For all that is holy and sacred in 10th grade math, sir, please check yourself before you wreck yourself. Please. Um, y'all, just please. So anyway, I'm also starting to notice, and I kind of noticed it first with like the financial guys, like Diamond Dave and a couple of the other financial guys in like the Black YouTube space. So basically, they were kind of saying that even though their subscribers are mostly male, that their viewers are mostly male, it's the women who are doing the consultations. It's the women who are actually putting into practice like the options trading and the. So it's like the Black male finance YouTubers has been noticing, like even though their subscribers are mostly male, the women who are making the money and making the money moves are mostly female. So they've been kind of like toning down a little bit, kind of a bit, um, they still are on some mess. Now there's some who've always been about that. It didn't matter if they was Black, they was all about green paper. Like they was all about their money. And they never even played those politics. But they went over to the manosphere side, realized that they weren't serious about it, and now they just stay focused on their money. So yeah. I agree. But I just kind of noticed he there's some folks that said they about their money, they about their paper. Like they not, they're not playing, they're not gonna play these games. But also, shout out to Samantha Cooker in her last video, because she had like all the women who were calling up, the particular suited content creator. And it was, and she's kind of like, we need to do better, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, usually I agree with her content, but at the same time, I was kind of like, this is not a reflection of Black womanhood. This is a reflection of the men and the women, of those men and the women they attract. Like those like bitter, broke baby mamas, bonnet wearing baby mamas, like those women who cheat on their boyfriends and husbands, those women who are like these Section 8 dwelling food stamp collecting hood rat type chicks. That's the type of women who care about what men like that say. You see what I'm saying? Like, fellas, get your swim trunks, because this is your dating pool. Because those are the caliber of women who care about you and care about what you think. So that caliber of woman is. Thank you very much, Darren, for your support. Thank you. One of your fraternity brothers was an angel donor to one of the girls that I sponsored heading through softball. So yeah, y'all out here doing big things. So, but it was really interesting, like how like that's the caliber of women that those guys attract. So, and it just was interesting because something at work happened to me the other day. Like somebody had mentioned that I was like in a clique at work. Like I was like part of like the quote unquote pretty girl clique at work. Like what? Like we do that now? We grown ass people. We talk about some cliques at work. Like, so somebody had made that mention to me. Like I'm part of the pretty girl clique. So it's like me, like Tiffany, and like a couple of the graduate interns who are in like the physical and occupational therapy. We kind of sit at the back nurses station because we're not dealing with the drama. We don't want to deal with all the drama. We like sit in the atrium, that atrium area for like the patients and their families to visit and get some fresh air. We hang out in that area because we just don't want the drama that's at the nurses station. We don't, in the break rooms, we don't want to do that. We take the stairs and not the elevator. We come to work dressed and our hair done, and we put our makeup on. And yes, you're wearing a mask, but you still can like do a little something. You can get well-fitting scrubs. You can put a little eye makeup on. You could just do, put a little bit of BB cream, like just a little something. And so they're kind of saying that I'm part of this like pretty girl clique at work, which is so crazy. But it kind of made me like realize, like, I made a video a while ago on passive rejection, right? Now there's the active rejection that hurts a man's ego, right? The active rejection, like guy approaches you and you say no. That's active. But like that passive rejection, that's like a whole nother level. So like the quote unquote pretty girl clique at work, we kind of do like the passive rejection. Like one of the things we do is we always take the stairs, right? We trying to be cute, we're trying to stay snatched, so we take the steps, right? We get our steps in during the day. We take the stairs. While the guys who are like trying to waste our time, they're always on the elevator. We be like, oh, here come that security guard. We take the steps. Like we don't mess with that. We don't eat in the break room. We don't mess around at the central nurses station where everybody's all into the workplace gossip. We go to like the other nurses station near the back because we're about our mission. We're about our business. Like I'm not trying to do that. So that's like a form of passive rejection. So like active rejection will hurt your ego, but passive rejection alters your reality. Right? So when you like are taking the stairs, when you're not eating in the break room, when you're not, they don't even know that you exist, right? They don't even realize that that caliber of woman even exists, right? Like so it's kind of like they're thinking like this is what Black womanhood is. No, sir, this is what you attract. This is what you attract because of the caliber of man you are. And like women of a certain caliber will not even be in your space. They're not even going to be in your vicinity because even if you don't say anything to me, I know by the way you carry yourself, I know by the conversation I overhear you engaging in that you're not somebody I want to be around. So it's kind of like, it's that passive rejection, right? There's just a caliber of women who are just not going to be around certain spaces. And I think that's why I'm starting to see like an uptake in my male subscribership, right? This channel was like 97% women, like just like 30 days ago. But now it's like 15% male. You know, it's like 50, you know, so I know that there are men from other content creators that have come over here. Like, you know, Call Me Coco has a male subscribership that's very supportive of this platform. Uppity Unicorn has a male subscribership that's supportive of this platform. But like other men are creeping over because they're realizing like that caliber of woman is the only caliber of woman that manosphere stuff attracts. Yeah, so that's and I think that other men are starting to notice that. Like men are starting, the financial guys started noticing it first, and then other men are starting to notice. And like Universe Trip too, she was saying how her channel has an increase in male subscribers. You know, so I'm just saying like that passive rejection, I think men feel that a little bit more than active rejection because it alters your reality, right? It alters your reality. Like, because you just notice, because you think, oh, this is how women are. No, that's how the women that think that you're worth the time. The women who want to call and argue with you, the women who want to wear bonnets in public spaces, like the women who, you know, have, you know, 8 different kids by 7 different baby daddies. Like that's the caliber of women who cares about what you think. And I think that this particular content creator, yeah, of course you're going to attract a certain caliber of man. Like there's a certain caliber of man that's going to be attracted to certain channels, right? But like, thank you very much, ISX. Thank you for the super chat. But I think like, because I noticed too, like when I reach out to my audience for certain things, like when I reach out to my audience, I've reached out to some of you ladies about the book club. I've reached out to some of you ladies about my STEM panels. I've reached out to some of you ladies about like self-improvement and self-healing. I'll get like an incredible caliber of women who are willing to serve other women. And that's kind of reflective of the energy that I put in the platform. Like I've been getting like a lot of feedback from like really incredible women, like accomplished women who have like a benevolent spirit to want to help other women. Even if they have like a small amount of experience. And then I'll like, even if like videos that I've done weeks ago, people will still be writing me like, oh, thank you, to like the Atkins bar. Thank you to Angel K. Thank you to like Afrocentric Woman, or call me Coco, like, or Yogo talking about the military. Like, I'll get letters, emails like from weeks, you know, lives or panels that you ladies have sat on weeks ago. I'll still get letters about it because other women are coming. Like that benevolence that you ladies put out there to just teach younger women your ways, like that comes back. That comes back to you. And that's helped to cultivate the growth of this channel. But like, if all you're attracting are like these women who cheat on their spouses and women, that's a real reflection of who you are. Right? So I just think that that's not a reflection of our womanhood, but it's a reflection of their manhood, because they attract those type of women. So that's just like, I just think it's just the caliber of women that they attract, and they kind of come into these spaces like looking for a certain caliber of women, and they're listening. And even like this quote unquote pretty girl clique, which is so immature, but I see what they're saying. Like, I've just been kind of noticing that influence. Like, I don't have to like share a video or say anything or be like, you need that best. I don't do, like, just by showing up as my best self. I noticed like even one of the respiratory therapists, like she saw me put my makeup on in the bathroom, like reapplying my, like touching up my makeup during lunch break. And she's like, we're wearing masks. Why would you wear makeup? And I was like, well, I do it in the morning because, I have kids to get together. I have a household, and taking that little 10 minutes to myself really helps me recharge. And then when I take this little couple of minutes, this little 5 minutes to myself to just put my best face forward before I go see my patients and their families, it just helps make my day go a little bit better. Wouldn't you know, like not even a week later, I saw her like with a little bit of mascara on, a little bit of lip gloss. I was like, okay, I see you, girl. I see you. Like, she had like, they be asking you like where you get your nails done. They'll ask like where you buy your scrubs, because I don't wear those boxy unisex scrubs. I wear like nice scrubs. But it's like other women see the level up, and Uppity just put out a video about how sacred the level up is. Like, yeah, because other women have to see you do it. Other women have to see you. It's not really so much about what you say or video you forward to them as much as it is about how it is you live. And so the video that I'm going to be editing and posting tonight is a little bit more about that, because I know like a lot of you ladies have asked my opinion. And I was thinking, I made it a point to read the article. I made it a point to check the sources of the article, because that's important. And I made it a point to to like add receipts and then put my opinion like on it. And I'm not sure if it's an opinion that's very reflective of Black YouTube, but I think it's a reflective of the real outside world, right? So the article was about like the impending mating crisis, and I have opinions about it. But speaking of mating, like I have a coworker, right? He's a physician. I saw him at the gas station, and I saw on his car he had like a Dodgers like thing around his license plate. And I was saying something about him like, okay, go Dodgers or something like that. Good for you, Dodgers fan, this and this and that. And I told him I was a Mets fan, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, so we just went back and forth a little bit about baseball while we're at the gas station close to the job. And then I was like, okay, well, see you later, Dr. Such and Such. And he's like, oh, call me Michael. I was like, all right, Michael. You Michael now, okay. So anyway, I saw him today, and I was like, he talks a little bit about baseball, whatever. And then we got onto the discussion of Trevor Bauer, right? And I talked to y'all about some Trevor Bauer, y'all. Trevor Bauer, Lord of mercy. And so I said something along the lines of like, yeah, Trevor Bauer should have sat down and ate his food. Like, that's what I said. That, like, literally, I said that Trevor Bauer should have sat down and ate his food. So when I said that, he laughed so hard. Like, he laughed like, oh my God, you thought I told the joke of the century by saying Trevor Bauer should have sat down and ate his food. And I was like, he's like, that's so funny. I was like, you've never heard that like colloquialism before? He should have sat down and ate his food. And I was like, you, Michael, you need to hang around more Black women, like, because that's a common phrase, right? And he's like, yeah, maybe I do. So now, he like always speaks and comes sits with us in the atrium when we talk, whatever. I'm like, see, Michael, you need to sit with the pretty girl clique. Tiffany, you know Michael? No, I ain't gonna put her business out there like that. I ain't gonna put her business out there like that. But I just thought that was funny. Like we do, like, as Black women, we have a lot of charm. We have like a lot of just energy and fun expressions, and we like set such a good example. Like, embrace that, ladies. Like, embrace that. Like, go embrace that. Embrace, because we do have like a very unique aesthetic, and we really need to like have confidence in that. And then I think that Uppity's last upload was really good, like about the sacred level up. Like, we really do need to take that pride and that energy that's so uniquely us and realize that that's currency. Yes, like, yes. Like, when I put that little manifestation rap like in the community tab, like, because we really do. We have to really start embracing that feminine confidence when we go out and move in the world, because I feel that's something that we're really needing. And when I kind of talked about the art of war for women, that's one of the reasons why. It's like that strategic confidence. And I think the thing, because it's been so long since I read Sun Tzu's The Art of War, and this is bringing a lot back to me, how they talk about how just like water has no definitive form, neither does battle. There's no absolutes, but there definitely is a level to it, always seeking that higher ground. And so as you ladies move forward, seek that higher ground, right? Seek that higher ground, right? Because there may not be a definitive form to it, because it may look different and unique for each of you, but seeking that higher ground is something that's always going to pay off. And it influences both your allies and your enemies. Okay, so just realize that moving forward. So I'm going to end this live, but I just wanted to give you guys like that little bit of encouragement. And, just that little bit of feminine confidence to move forward. And definitely check out those channels that I recommended: Mahogany Pink, Soft Black Woman, definitely Universe Trip, definitely like Baseball Does Not Exist, and Michelle, Corsette Michelle's Instagram, y'all. Oh my God, please check that out, just so we can have some more positivity. Also, The Positive Leo, Vin Lee, check out some more of that positive content, so that you ladies can really just embrace that feminine confidence and move forward in life, just, happier and healthier mentally. So I'll see you ladies in the next live, and I'll be uploading my video tonight. You guys have a good night.